planet as their stakeholders, and how an organization creates value. So when an organization has to create value, the employee should create value, the professional should create value. Unless we do that, an organization cannot create value. So the coming decade, the entire narrative, the entire story is all about how organizations, enterprises, and the people create value for the world to which they belong. And that value is not going to be measured only by the financial statements alone. This is the biggest turning point or the game changer for a CMA profession. That means what? The health of the company, the health of an enterprise, its very purposeful existence in the society is not going to be judged only by the financial statements. It's going to be judged how they have created value. Have they done good for the customers, consumers? Are they good for the society? Are they good for the government? Are they good for the regulators? Are they good for environment? This is how an enterprise can create value. How to measure value? How to define value? What is the value creating story of a company? That has to be told to the stakeholders. That is called value reporting. Second concept, this value reporting would get implemented through what is called right now 6 capitals. Out of that, 1 capital only is the financial capital, which shareholders, IFRS, auditing standards were all built for the last 50 years or so. The remaining 5 capitals are nothing but human capitals, the intellectual capital, the social capital, the environmental capital, the manufactured capital, so on and so forth, whose value will not be seen in the balance sheet or P&L account, but recognized outside that. Measuring and reporting that, in addition to one of the financial capital, which is one of the capital, is going to be the story of what is called 6 capitals and the value creation story, which forms the foundation of the integrated reporting. Now, that is how the corporate and the business world will be moving in the 10 to 15 years to come. How that gets created to us, that will be done only by the story called strategy. The strategic focus is the fundamental to this. And what CMAs like us, we have been doing from my generation onwards, we have been factory focused, input, output, how much labor required for this, how much capacity utilization was there. These all fall in one bucket called operational excellence bucket. But this value creation and 6 capitals come in another bucket called strategic bucket. So that means what? The focus of CMAs in the days to come should be not only on operational focus, but more and more on strategic focus. The moment you speak strategic focus, it is an outside view and not an internal to an organization, which is exactly what Mr. D. Sundaram and Mr. Manoharan were talking about. How to do that is the essence of the future ready CMA professional. Now, these 2 concepts plus focus on strategy, if you relate it to these 2 gentlemen, what is happening in the healthcare sector, what is happening in the pharma sector, what strategic issues are there, can I connect those strategic issues with these 2 concepts with what Mr. Raman says, and how I can connect it with my CMA's role. If you get that link clearly, then you get the takeaways. If you don't get that link, think that way, but only think from an angle how to prepare a cost sheet in a pharma sector, how to prepare a cost sheet for the hospital sector, it won't be good. That's not correct. So how do I give an example on that and I leave the form to them. If you take the case of healthcare sector, if I have to do a bypass surgery, the cost of doing the current bypass surgery is 5 lakhs. Add 10% margin what I require. So my bypass surgery pricing is fixed at 5.5 lakhs. If I do that way, it is an inward looking cost accounting. But what will be the days to come? India, if it should have what is called the human capital, a healthy human capital, one of the 6 capitals. Everyone should be having a good cardiothoracic health. If that should be so, the bypass surgery should happen at an affordable pricing, which is one of the SDG goals articulated by Lavanya. So if that one of the SDG goals is a healthy heart surgery at an affordable price, someone at Tirunelveli or someone staying somewhere near Madurai can pay only 2 lakhs. So it can't be a cost plus and then say I will do a 2 lakhs price and a 5.5 lakhs cost. It is not possible because it is not sustainable. So how do I do a healthy heart surgery but at an affordable price of 2 lakhs but also create value for a shareholder is a story of the future cost structure and not a past cost structure. So how do I bring in technologies? How do I bring in resources? How do I create a capital structure? How do I create a multi-speciality hospital? Bring all the resources but deliver a heart surgery, a bypass at an affordable price of 2.5 lakhs. Just don't go by the price 2.5 lakhs and just giving an artificial figure. If I do that, I create 4 or 5 of that 6 capitals, what I told you, it's a value creating story. This is how the strategic thinking will have to take place in the days to come, which is a different world altogether when compared to bringing a cost sheet based on a profit and loss account. This is the crux of the story which we would like to hear from Apollo's Bhargava and Sukrut Mehta from Bombay, who are very renowned experts on these two fields. So with this preliminary curtain raiser to connect the plenary session with the technical sessions, I request the speakers, first one is Bhargav, to make his presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon all. Yeah, thank you. So soon it's going to be lunchtime. So let us do it really fast because our next speaker is also there. Yeah. So the topic is strategic decision support to healthcare challenges.